Hey sis, I'm Ashley Good, a brand strategist that helps women like you create a business doing what they love so they can finally leave their 9-to-5 and live a life that they've always dreamed of. If you have a purpose and are ready to put it into action, you're in the right place. I'm here to provide you with business and marketing tips to guide you in your transition from employee to full-time boss. If you're ready to stop playing small and start thriving as a full-time entrepreneur, let's go. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Branding with Purpose. Today we're going to be talking about how to define your ideal client and be the solution to their problems. This is so important because your client is who you're marketing to, right? And in order to be the solution, in order to get sales, you have to attract the right clients. And it's so important to understand who they are, what they do, how they act, and their needs, so that way you can create services that are going to be solving their problems. So that's why I say be the solution, because this is going to help you define what it is exactly down to the T what they're struggling with, and provide a service in a creative way that appeals to those needs. So that way when they do see it, they're like, I need that. Or sometimes is, I didn't even know I need that, but now I want to get it because I need it. So I wanted to help y'all figure out your ideal client and then figure out a great way to identify their pain points, so that way you can start creating services and products that fit their needs. This is also good because once you understand who your ideal client is, you can narrow down how you're going to create your content and marketing to start reaching out and presenting your offers to these ideal clients and start getting them and attracting them through the door. First, we're going to be talking about how to define your ideal client. This is a lot that I'm gonna say client a lot, but this is something that I do specifically with my clients when it comes to starting their business and really figuring out who they're going to target. We create a client profile. A client profile is basically sometimes also known as a client avatar, but it's basically a person that is defined and laid out as your ideal person that you're going to be working with. So that way when you do create your marketing and everything like that and creating your services, you're doing it with them in mind because you're trying to attract that person. Sometimes you're not going to get it down to the T, but this helps you have a lens to do branding, marketing, and anything from the lens, that was my cat, of attracting your ideal client. When you create the client profile, what's included is their name, so give her a name, gender, age, location, occupation / income, and habits. This is important because when you define this, or when you do marketing, especially if you do ads on Facebook, it's going to ask you to create actual ads that surround the actual demographic of who you're trying to target. So this is good, so you know what age range, you know how to price your products, because you know you don't, it's not exactly where they work, but you know the range of income that is required for your services, as well as the habits. This helps you with your marketing. So habits would be they read, they like fashion magazines, maybe they like restaurants, because this helps you decide, okay, I'm going to market in magazines, I'm going to market in this area that focus on their habits. You can break it down to even to how they spend their day-to-day life. Maybe they like to work out, maybe they have kids, so that way when you do create content, it surrounds those needs. For example, what has helped me with identifying my ideal client is understanding that they're busy women. Not only are they inspired entrepreneurs, or they are entrepreneurs, they're very busy women, so they need their information in a short soundbite, or they need things that they can do on their own, from like ebooks, worksheets. So it helps me create content and provide digital products, services that appeal to their lifestyle. So basically define the lifestyle of this client. What's her name, his or her name, what do they do, where do they live, what are their habits, what are the things that they like. Get so specific, because this will help you with your marketing and creating those services. So once you do that, the next step is to define their pain points. Pain points are what your client is struggling, your ideal client is struggling with, and the problems that they're facing. This is important because you need to understand what it is that they are struggling with, so that way when you do create content to reel them in, or you create services, it speaks directly to what their needs are. So what I suggest is just making a list of things that they're struggling with. For example, when I created the 9 to Thrive Blueprint program, which specifically is a program that is going to help you create a 9-to-5 exit strategy by starting your business, financially preparing to quit your job and be a full-time entrepreneur. My pain points for my ideal client for that program were that they wanted to quit their job, but they didn't know how. They wanted to start a business, but they didn't know how. They wanted to, maybe they were in a toxic work environment and didn't desire to be there and were unhappy. They also wanted to do what they love and make money from it, but they were scared. So I got really specific down to their feelings, down to what they struggle on a day-to-day basis. Get specific as possible, because this will help you market and speak to the actual pain points when you create your content, when you make your ads, so you can use the verbiage specifically for what they're going through. So that way they can say, I need that. They're speaking towards what I'm going through, and you've created a product now that actually is going to solve their problem. So that's how you're going to be the solution. Another good way, especially when you're starting out, I know when creating a business, it can get really hard when it comes to actually researching your ideal client and what their struggles are. Another good thing is, after you've created the beginning of your client profile, is to find people that are similar to them. They don't have to be exact, but if you have a friend or a friend of a friend, or you know someone that's similar, sit down and have a conversation with them and say, you know what? I'm creating this product, I'm providing this program. I really want to get an idea of, how I can create something that works for you, but I want you to understand what are you struggling with as it pertains to XYZ. And then when you have a conversation, it'll tell them, it'll tell you what they're struggling with, and you get more ideas with their pain points. I say do this as often as possible. Update your pain points, because new things come up as you create new services, new products. It's important to have a client profile for every individual thing, because a lot of times when we have multiple services, each service has a different client in mind. So for example, I have the 9 to Thrive. So that's specifically for people who don't have a business but desire to start a business so they can go into self-employment and leave their job. When it comes to content strategy, that's for someone who already has a business but needs help with creating their content, or maybe they want me to do the content for them. So these are different clients, so they have different pain points, different ways of living life, and different lifestyles and things like that. So when you do create these client profiles, I would suggest doing it for every single service that you have, and for the different businesses that you have, if you have more than one, so you can get specific and really streamline your services specifically to their needs so you can get better results. All right, so lastly, we're going to be talking about how you can be the solution, right? So you have your client profile, you figure out who they are, where they live, their lifestyle, their habits. Then we also define their pain points, what they're struggling. So now you want to make sure you're the solution. When I say you're the solution, that means your services, your products, your business as a whole is going to solve the problems that they're struggling with. So when I talked about, the pain points of the 9 to Thrive program, they were struggling with working in a job they don't like. They want to quit their job. They want to start a business. My solution was the program, because the program provided them with all the tools that they need to get the results they were looking for. The transformation they were looking for was to go from, I'm in this job I don't like, don't have a business, but I want to start a business, maybe I have an idea, to actually getting there at the end of the 7 weeks and having your business, having a plan to go ahead, hit the ground running, so you can finally leave that job and do your business full time. So what you want to do is, I'm going to look to my left, I'm going to look at my computer, but the first question you want to ask yourself is, how can I help them? How can I help my clients and be the solution for the problem that they have, right? So just like I gave that example, you want to answer these questions, write them out, because this is going to help you create that product or service that's going to be the solution. To the next question you want to ask yourself is, what products and services or products/services can you provide in a creative way that speaks to their pain points? So just like I was saying, the whole point is to create something. So think about ways. So for example, if I was to stick to that client that was for the 9 to Thrive, I recently just launched a 9 to Thrive checklist. So that's a free resource. So now I can kind of branch out. I have the program, I have the checklist, maybe I could have a webinar, and I suggest always having different arrays of services for people at different levels. So maybe you're not ready to invest in the program, but you're still getting to know me and my brand, so you want to do something free to test it out, or maybe you can't afford the program, so now you can attend the webinar. So give an array of services of tiers that are able to speak to what the customer needs or what your client needs. That way you can kind of meet them at all the angles. Make a list, write out all your ideas. Maybe you can put them all together, but just take some time to do it, so that way when you do create that offer, it speaks to them as a whole. And then lastly, to be the solution, once you answer those questions, you've created your product. You want to make sure you're marketing your stuff properly. So that includes to be the solution by creating content that speaks to their pain points and attracts those ideal clients. As you create your service and now you need to market it, You want to create content, you want to create ads, you want to create marketing that reflect and speaks to their pain points. So like, for example, when I was marketing the 9 to Thrive program, I created the series online to speak to your pain points, speak to, I want to start a job, but I don't know how, I want to financially prepare to quit my job, but I don't know how, or how I actually quit my job. So create a marketing campaign, a marketing strategy, content in general that speaks to those pains so you can start leading them in. So at the end of me having my video, telling my video about my story or whatever, providing the content, I usher in, I have this program. So this is the way you're going to market, speak to your clients, directly get in front of them, be the solution, tell them how you can help. So what's a jam-packed video? I hope this helps. So just as a recap, so in order to define your ideal client, define them in the way of creating a client profile. So from their name, gender, age, location, occupation, income, habits, even more in detail. You could do this by interviewing someone who is similar to your audience. Also, then you want to define their pain points. That's what I mean. Then define their pain points. Create a list of the struggles that they go through. It's also good to interview people that are similar to your ideal clients so you can get a little bit more in-depth information as to what they're struggling with. And then to be the solution, figure out how you're going to be the solution, how you're going to help them, create that service, and then market it in a way that speaks directly to their pain points. So that was it. Thank y'all for watching. I hope this was helpful. Also, I do have something new for the holidays. If you are in the process of looking to start a business and by 2022, you want to have your business, your offer, you want to know who your client is, you want to have a launch plan to just keep going and launch it in the next 30 days and market it online on social media, I have a new offer called the Boss Up Bundle. It includes a one-on-one business strategy VIP day where we sit down, explore the idea that you have for your business, create a service-based business, a signature offer, define your ideal client, and then the second stage would also include a one-on-one strategy session where we create a launch plan for your business. We create a content calendar that will actually put into place how you present your brand online on Instagram. So definitely, if you're interested, head to the description box and definitely register. And I hope to see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and I'll see y'all.